Hello and welcome to the second iteration of this Artivive demo, here in which we're going to learn how to create your own Artivive account, how to register, how to eventually create an artwork that comes to life using your native Android application and a piece of art. So to create an artwork, you first need to go to Bridge, which is Artivive's portal for creating a web, like an artwork that comes to life. Before you go on Bridge, you have to register yourself in Artivive by just clicking this link up here. Once you hit register, it's going to show you these details that you have to fill in, and you can fill them accordingly. I'm already registered, so I will not be going through this um, in this video. It's a fairly easy process. You enter in your details. You can give in an Instagram account as well, even if it's private, and that works. And you hit the button down below. You get a verification email in the email address that you provided, and once you verify that uh, you have indeed created this Artivive account, they will send like you a link to create a password and so on. Once you're done registering, you can go over to Artivive Bridge and you can start uh, logging in and creating artworks. So for today, before we get started, one should bear in mind that Artivive provides a free service to people who are trying to create artworks, but they also have like a paid service which allows you to build up views and basically be like a professional artist on Artivive's platform. There are multiple plans which you can get into, and you can also contact them to get like bigger plans if you are like an agency. Um, Other than that, they have tutorials and pretty much a lot of stuff that you can get started with over here. There's also art that you can buy if you're interested in that sort of thing. Over to Artivive Bridge, creating your own artwork. I'm simply gonna log in first with my sketchy email address. And once I do that, I'm taken to this um, dashboard or a HUD, I would say. And a lot of these things are pretty much self-explanatory. This is your home, this is information, this is your profile, uh, and this is where you can create an art. So home shows you all the artworks you've created. I'm going to delete this demo artwork and we're going to do it over again. Uh, so to start creating an artwork, usually when you log in for the first time, this space will be empty and you will just see like an add artwork division over here. Alternatively, you can type your artwork's name on top and hit add artwork to get started. As soon as you hit add artwork, it pushes you into the basic mode, wherein which you have to upload a target image that, when scanned and image recognized by the Artivive application, will provide the video that you have encoded to show in front of it. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to select Van Gogh Starry Night. Uh, and I'm also going to select like a video that I already have. It takes a bit of time depending on your computer and what kind of processing power it is. So once that all loads in, you can simply add this as an artwork, but I'm not convincing. I'm not convinced with using just the basic version. So I prefer using the 3D version for most the last two artworks that I've done because I feel it lets you do more customization. And basic is, in my opinion, a little too basic. It feels like a school project. When you hit 3D/Pro, you are taken to this scene kind of view wherein which your artwork's located in the center. You can pivot the angle of view with your left click and drag, and you can change, like strafe left and right with your right click and drag. You can zoom in on the artwork with your scroll on your mouse. On the bottom left, there is controls to change between rotation, scaling, and transform. That is position as to where to move stuff in your scene. So based on that, you can position your artwork and do a lot of stuff. Like give it indents. Yeah. So I'm just gonna try to put this back to its original. That's my best effort, and I'm not gonna try. Either way, as you can see, unlike basic mode, it still has like a singular target image, but you can add layers of images that will show up, or layers of videos that will show up after you hovered over this image. So I noticed firsthand that my image is much smaller than my GIF that I'm throwing in front of it. So I'm just going to try to resize it because I don't want my viewer to see like an exploded view of the GIF. So I'm simply going to resize my GIF down to the size of my target image. And once I do it considerably, so yeah, this seems about right. This seems convincing. I'm going I'm gonna increase it slightly so that it looks like the user is getting an immersive experience, and I'm going to make it transparent. Transparency can be done by taking this marker and taking this and choosing the color that you want to be transparent. Uh, Usually you have to toggle it on and off if you remember the previous video. Um, for whatever reason, transparency for Artivive bugged out on the website and it wasn't working. It created like this separate layer when I messed with it again after making this color transparent, and it wasn't working again. So now you can see that there are snowflakes falling slightly at an offset in front of my artwork. I'm going to put it a little closer to the artwork so that when viewers see it in real life in their smartphones, um, they will perceive it as if um, the artworks having snowfall right in front of it, and it will give the impression of realism. You can put multiple layers like of static images and animations coming through, like parts of animations at the bottom part of like the animation uh, template, and a lot of things come together, coalesce together to make like a very interactive art. So now that I'm done here, I mean, I can add more images and like a lot of bitmaps. I don't have anything convincingly good. So I'm just gonna save for now. When I hit save, it goes into processing. That is, they're trying to get it on Artivive's database so that as soon as you hover over the image with the Artivive app, you will get whatever has to be displayed on top of it to be rendered in real time. I have two other artworks that I've already created, and you must be immediately noticing this recognition speed um, star value that like under each artwork. I can play each artwork, download them to my local computer, edit them or delete them. It's all up to me. Once deleted, I cannot have them again. You must remember though that download image only downloads the artwork and not the cohesed animations that you have added along with it. So back to the topic of recognition speed, the higher the star rating, the better and faster your images or videos that have to be rendered in front of your artwork to make it interactive will be rendered. So a higher, so for something with a 5-star rating, if I play it, then uh, it will not be visible here, but in real time this will play without any sort of disturbance or pausing or spazzing out. So this, when I played in front of the artwork, and I have included like an example of this with my smartphone, taken from my smartphone, it looks as if there's snowfall coming right in front of this image that is the backdrop of the view from my balcony in my locale. And because I did this artwork because we do not have snow in India, and it kind of gives you the impression of a light snowfall. So this looks very natural. If I would have had like a couple layers of snow gifs like running together, I can edit it and do that right now. But because of the issue with transparency, I'm a little iffy about trying to mess with it. So I'm not going to do that. Now for this one's a Rickroll. That is, I've included Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up," and it has sound playing as well, if I'm not wrong. Okay, it does not have sound playing. I'm sorry, but you can incorporate sound. There is an option to do that, or maybe just because I'm previewing it in the desktop website, like that's why it's not playing the sound. So the plan was that when you hover over this artwork, you get rickrolled, as in popular meme culture. But because it has a 3-star recognition speed, uh, a lot of times it takes like a considerable amount of time for the artwork to be recognized and then render like this video that is playing. So it's not the best result to be expected. Like most artworks that are abstractions and edges that are not clearly defined have this problem, as in the case of our Van Gogh artwork, which you can see is getting a 1-star rating because it has horrible edges, edge definitions. So Artivive is not able to recognize from this image the separations in the image and possibly recognize it for rendering like the snowfall gif in front of it. So one way of so what happens with these gifs is that not only do they not play for a long time over the artwork, like it takes a lot of time to recognize it and it starts scrolling through other people's artworks. I don't know, it's a weird application. It also sometimes stutters and it goes in an offset. It starts rotating off the artwork and a lot of weird stuff happens. So if you do not have high image recognition speed on your art and your edges are not clearly defined, then it becomes problematic to create an interactive artwork for the viewer to have a, have pleasure while viewing or enjoy. Um, I would suggest going through Artivive's uh, demo video about how to improve image recognition for your artwork. I do remember distinctly that they try to increase the contrast of the artwork so that the edges are clearly defined. They also comprehensively explain a couple of different ways of dealing with such images that are not well recognized by uploading them on software such as Wondershare and Adobe Photoshop. And they walk you through what all can be done, how layering can be added, and how you can create an artwork that is better recognized by Artivive. So that's all for now. I do not think that you can deploy Artivive on like a web-based interaction portal. Like you cannot create a web application out of their. They do not provide support, and even if they do, I think you will have to reach out to them, and it's not free. You might have to reach like an understanding as to by opening like collaborating and opening a call with them. Um, as of right now, they do not provide any software tools or libraries that allow you to incorporate their technology into other native applications or even web browsers. The only way you can view Artivive artworks coming alive and interactive for your viewing pleasure is through their official mobile application. I hope this video was insightful, and I'm sorry about the previous one. It involved a lot of pointing with my mouse and no voiceovers, leaving you possibly clueless with what's going on. I appreciate your patience and thank you very much for listening.